Good morning and welcome to another edition of Grapes and Greens. I am delighted to have Hugh McCulloch from Just.A.Drop, who is our designated charity for Grapes and Greens.
We're delighted to be here. Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited about this.
Brilliant. I really appreciate the time. Firstly, I have to thank Giles Harper for putting me in touch with Just.A.Drop, and it's all through golf. So again, it just shows you the correlation between golf and wine. We sponsored your golf day.
You did indeed, yeah.
This is an amazing golf day, and it's been going for 25 years.
Just over 25 years. It's been just as long as we've been about. We've had the golf day with the amazing help of Giles Harper. It's a fantastic day out, as I'm sure you saw last time. We just have all our corporate partners along. There's about, I think there was 100 golfers last year. And it just raises some really great money for Just.A.Drop. Everyone comes, has a brilliant day out, united around charity, and play a bit of golf on the side. It's a really, really great day out.
Yeah, I popped down and it just had a lovely feel to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, your founder, Fiona Jeffrey, she used to run... she's
World Travel Market.
World Travel Market. She's still involved with World Travel Market?
She's still very involved. She does it, but not officially. She's still got a lot of her contacts and friends from there.
Okay.
But that's where we started. They're our founding partner. Because it's where Fiona first had the idea that if everyone who went to World Travel Market could donate £1, they'd then be able to raise a few £100,000 to give towards safe water around the world. And from that idea, it sort of grew and grew and grew around this idea that there really is a relationship, a necessary relationship between business and charity, and that when those two things meet, some really amazing things can happen, including really, really high impact initiatives like we've delivered around the world. And that was 25 years ago. Since then, we've reached 1.96 million people, 53,500 just last year. It's really testament to the idea that Fiona had around that.
And I was amazed, just from the golf day, over 25 years, you've raised £500,000.
Yeah, exactly right.
And it seemed that there was a lot of travel people in the room, with obviously Fiona's contact.
Yeah.
But they come year on year to support
I think so. I think some have come every year since the start.
Where was it, September? I think we raised £25,000-30,000 just on the night then as well, which is great.
We did it.
So they really believe in it.
Yeah,
and some of the prizes were amazing.
Oh, they're fantastic. Yeah. And that's all through the travel companies being so generous with, I'm sure you saw, but some amazing package holidays on there.
Yeah.
And that's just all through the generosity of our partners.
Yeah,
that's
fantastic. So Just.A.Drop, where did the name come from? Why did you get Just.A.Drop? And I mean, obviously it's water.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I loved about it, and why I see, firstly, a correlation between Grapes and Greens, but also with Wine and Earth, is the fact that we love it in the wine trade to say, oh, that's a nice drop.
Yeah.
And, we're enjoying a lovely glass of wine, where some people, to get a drop of water can be absolutely life-saving.
Yeah, exactly. So the name came from the idea that Fiona had at World Travel Market, where the Just.A.Drop is meant to refer to someone giving a very small donation or lots of small donations, then pulled together, can deliver that massive impact that we create around the world. And that's sort of still the model that we run. So we have loads of different partnerships with loads of different companies within and without the travel industry. And with all of that put together into Just.A.Drop, we can then deliver so much benefit around the world.
Because it's not just about water. It's everything else that goes with it. From an education perspective, it's putting people back into work.
Yeah.
It's sanitation. It's just female health, all that kind of thing, which is great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So that's also sort of it, is that once people have safe water, that's the first step in really changing individual people and communities' entire lives. Because once you have access to safe water, women don't have to walk to fetch water. They can then become economically active. It's the same when people aren't sick anymore because they have proper access to sanitation, hygiene, and just enough money to spend on being healthy people. They then can work more. Kids don't have to drop out of school. And it's sort of that multiplier effect of that going down generations, each generation becoming gradually more educated, more able to work. And it's really fantastic, the results we've seen around the world. Our model really works, and we're really, really proud of it.
You've been in 33 countries. Currently, you're in 6?
Currently in 6. We're rolling out into one other next year. So it's Uganda, Zambia, Kenya, India, Nicaragua, Cambodia. And then next year we'll be into Tanzania, which or this year we'll be into Tanzania, actually.
You were telling me earlier you went to Cambodia.
Yeah, amazing trip. And it really, really speaks to the way we work is that we have a local partner in each country, and they obviously really know the lay of the land. They can go out, identify really rural communities or villages that they found by speaking to them who desperately need access to water. And it means we can really sort of penetrate these, quite remote regions with access to safe water and hygiene and sanitation. And that's where you can really get the most impact from, I think, is finding people who it's quite difficult to reach, might not be able to communicate, with your appropriate bodies that they need this infrastructure installed. And us being able to reach those people is just testament to what Just.A.Drop do. Is fantastic.
Yeah, and how much would that cost generally? When you go in, are you given a budget, or are you given? How do you allocate the money that if we're raising money for you? How do you allocate if going to Cambodia, it's going to cost us this for this particular project, or is it just ongoing? How does that work?
No, it's the way that we work actually is that we tend to match partners to projects.
Okay.
So we're fully transparent with all our costings. They'll give us, the local partner will give us a sort of budget sheet, and it will be everything from concrete to man hours to taps is accounted for. We then tend to pass that on to a partner. They'll agree how much of it they can cost or whether they can cost all of it. And then we feed back to them throughout the process about how it's going, the ongoing construction. And then once it's finished, we put together reports, films, social media content, whatever they need about how the project's going, the impacts that have been felt by the community. And it really helps our funders to feel engaged from the moment they become associated with Just.A.Drop to some of them have completed tens of projects, and it just helps them feel really engaged and like they know exactly what they're doing, not sort of vaguely we're helping a water charity. They know exactly what they're doing and exactly the benefits that's making, which we think is really important in sort of maintaining proper partnerships.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you all seem like you're a young bunch. I've met a couple of you. You're really enthusiastic about what you do. Right?
Absolutely.
But your background, you're Swedish, half Swedish.
I'm Swedish.
And you went to university
in London. UCL and School of Oriental and African Studies.
That's right. So, and it's also about you always thought about going to charities and helping people in difficult environments.
Absolutely. I guess, So working in international development. And when I was studying at School of Oriental and African Studies, I hadn't quite honed down into what I wanted to do. But the more I read about the water sector, sort of the desperate need there is, there's still today 703 million people who live without access to safe water.
Wow.
It was 1 in 10 people around the world. And the more I read about it, just the more passionate I got about it. And then thankfully, this job at Just.A.Drop came up, and it's been a really, really amazing career to follow.
And there's 11 of you in the London base,
11 in the UK team, so 5 up in the London office, 5 down in Dorset.
Okay.
And it's a really fantastic model we work on. So we obviously have the fundraising and comms team who deliver all our partner content. We run our partnerships. We provide the other side of what Just.A.Drop does, and then the hands-on team who liaise with our partners in each country to actually get boots on the ground, roll out the projects.
Okay, great.
It's a really great operation.
Yeah, no, and it takes some doing that. I can imagine. I mean, we're dealing with all those many people and trying to get water in all those different countries.
Exactly.
It must take a lot of logistics and a lot of man hours.
Yeah, because each one has its very own specific challenges. So, for example, perfect example is in Kenya, what they're really dealing with is a lack of water itself, as in the rains only come for a few months a year. Yeah. And then it's about harvesting and storing that water. Whereas in Cambodia, for example, there's actually loads and loads of water. It's just all infected and none of it's safe to drink. So in Cambodia, it's much more an issue of filtering water. So we do biosand filters where people have it in their home, you pour the bucket in, it comes out clean. It's an amazing contraption. Whereas in Kenya, it's more about trapping rainwater, either trapped on school roofs or in sand dams. So they take it from seasonal riverbeds and storing that water. But that really speaks to what you can do with local partners like that, because they know that. They know how to operate in those climates in those countries.
Yeah.
It's a really good way to work.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. You also, in this country, you work with a lot of startups and environmental organisations.
Yeah.
People, Wine and Earth is B Corp. I mean, up until I started working with Wine and Earth, didn't know what B Corp is. But when you actually get into it, it's, I just love the transparency and what we're trying to do. And I think we went to a dinner in November with the Mashi Group. 24 of their VIPs in a restaurant in London.
Nice.
And Dale Agar, our founder and chief exec, got up and the first thing he said was like, we're Wine and Earth and we're B Corp. We got certified in March and he got a round of applause.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, so B Corp is really becoming something, that people aspire to.
Yeah.
And I think, talking with Fiona and Tess, when they came to the warehouse, I think they really engaged with that. And I think that's something that from a golf perspective, from the clubhouse side of things, we, from a Wine and Earth perspective, obviously I'm looking at selling wine to golf clubs.
Yeah.
And we can save their carbon footprint because of everything that we've put in place from a B Corp perspective.
Yeah.
So our producers have to provide or sign in a 60-page survey of how they actually produce the wine.
That's amazing.
So it highlights all that complete transparency. So if somebody is keen to find out exactly how the Pinot Noir is made in California, then you can come and find out.
Yeah.
And that really is also not just from an environmental perspective, but also from employment as well, making sure that people are paid and they're paid correctly.
Yeah.
And so bigger companies, I was talking to somebody from Google the other day and we were saying like, B Corp is great because we need to see where our supply chains are coming from.
Yeah.
And if we can have those reports and we can have complete transparency, we can pass that on to our consumers as well, because as a big company, we need to get that across that exactly. We are ethical and doing, basically following, the right practices as well.
Yeah. Well, from what I saw on the website, it looks like amazing work you're doing with the organic wines and the processes you're using and stuff.
I mean, the biodynamic always gets me is that, this is, these guys really go to the nth degree where they, they're controlled by the moon and all sorts of things as well.
Yeah, I read about lunar practices.
Yeah, which is amazing. And it's really hard to do. So trying to get to be biodynamic is, take my hats off to them. But we have got a number of producers to do it. And, their wines are sensational.
Yeah.
Really
and the low sulfite wines I was reading about as well, that must be really, really good.
Yeah, no, and the passion, we put our portfolio together just as I joined the company, and just reading about these local producers who, it's been generations and it's not just about profit. It's making sure that the land is theirs and they get the most out of it.
Yeah.
And they also care about their wine massively.
I can imagine.
And, I think that's what is the passion that we sell to golf clubs. It's like these little stories that you can pass on to your golfers when they're enjoying, just a drop of wine. That it's a really cool thing that, I've got this story and it's not just a commercial, basically let's put a few chemicals in and mix it up and see where it goes from. It literally feels like we are helping to help the real true wine growers. And I think in a way you resonate that because I know that you work with a company with, is it recycled toilet rolls?
Yes, Naked Sprout, one of our partners.
Okay, how does that work? Is it brownie colour or how's it going?
No, they're really great guys, but another B Corp like yourself as well. And I think the reason we always like working with B Corps is because we just immediately see eye to eye. Like all the companies are, obviously, like you say, I mean, it's no small feat to become a B Corp. Like the amount of sort of reporting and transparency stuff you have to have ready is really quite an achievement. But it means that we're partnering with companies who have the idea of a social mission already.
Yeah.
Which is why we find them so great to work with, because we immediately have at least similar aims.
Yeah.
For example, with Wine and Earth, I mean, we do a lot of those things as well, that we have to have transparency the whole way through our supply chain to be able to feed back to our partners and, working at a local level with people who really know what they're doing rather than doing sort of mass production based elsewhere. So there's just immediately that sort of crossover that we have,
Yeah.
which is why it's really great, and why the B Corp accreditations become so popular as well, because it really is fantastic.
Yeah, and I think people do appreciate it. That, you know, well, there's a lot of work gone into it, and one of our directors actually runs a company called Zero Bees that helps companies on that journey of trying to become more sustainable, but also take them through that whole B Corp process.
A lot of work.
Which is, there's a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I think that's why we got a round of applause for doing it.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah. One of the things that I loved that Tess, your colleague, sent me, and she was saying that the correlation between, you know, water and wine and turning water into wine.
Yeah, I do like that a lot.
It's great. You know, wine production, water is used in several stages of winemaking, from cleaning equipment and fermentation tanks to diluting wine if necessary, especially in some of the white wine processes, which actually it does. Water also plays a role in production of other ingredients like yeasts and fining agents used in the winemaking process. So it's just little things that I love when I was reading it. But again, it resonates why we're working together.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a reason for it. It's not just a case of, oh, we found this charity and we want to do it. It's actually, I think there's a nice crossover.
Yeah, and it really makes sense as well.
And hopefully our listeners and our viewers will look at it and go, you know what, that's pretty cool. Let's get behind it. And I think in some cases, I mean, I don't think there's too much wine made in Cambodia, India, Kenya, Nicaragua.
Not that I know of.
Uganda or Zambia, but going forward, there may be places that it can really help.
Absolutely.
And you never know, in
no,
the
definitely.
future. And I think we were talking earlier again as well as, you know, wine from Sweden. I was like, interesting. I've never heard of that, but I know you said it was on my blog. I need to go read the blog.
I got it straight from the website.
Yeah. So I'd be interested to see.
No, it'd be amazing, exactly. And companies like yourself who are even conscious of the amount of water that goes into producing wine and stuff like that is just it's just immediate. It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly. Talking of wine, you've brought a nice little bottle.
I have, yeah. Well, I had to seek parental advice on this.
Okay.
So I bought one that's special to me, and it's mum and dad are very into their South African Chenin Blanc there. Okay. So I picked up a Chenin Blanc.
Okay.
Tastes like mum's cooking. We always have it at home when we're visiting. That's us.
Here we go. So it's always mum's cooking.
Yeah, well, mum's cooking.
Where do mum and dad live?
They live in Winchester. Mum's Swedish though, so it's usually paired with. We'll have this with meatballs and mash.
Okay. Oh, IKEA special. Perfect. Yeah, love it. Well, cheers. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
It's brilliant. Let's taste it. Yeah, that would go nicely with meatballs.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think that's
nice and dry.
Dry, nice aftertaste. A little bit sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very crisp as well. I find it quite like a crisp white wine.
I mean that's easy to drink on its own. As well. So a couple of glasses before dinner.
Yeah. While we're helping lay the table, we'll get a couple down.
Absolutely, that's good. So it's really nice. What I'm going to do is give you a Wine and Earth wine.
Brilliant.
It's an Albarino from Spain.
Fantastic.
I really like it. I've just opened it, chilled it.
Lovely.
This would go with fish dish.
Oh, superb, right.
Nice creamy fish dish.
Okay.
It's the Albarino grape. Quite zesty.
Excellent.
We sell this to a couple of golf clubs. Actually, this is my son's bar, Tatham's, and you can get this fine drop in the
from
bar.
Tatham's Guildford.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Tatham's in Guildford. So there we go.
Cheers. Thank you very
much.
I'm looking forward to it. Oh, wow. That's very different. That's very really nice, yeah.
Probably a little different price point. Very well made.
It's very subtle there, isn't it?
Yeah, very subtle. Actually, let me just try and find out what the price is. Yeah, for a retail perspective, at $18.25.
It's not too bad at all. That's a lovely drop.
That for a really nice drop. And with fish, very zesty, crisp. I think there's a lot going on with that one.
I'll take a look, and it's available on Wine and Earth.
Well, I'll tell you what, take that home with you.
Thank you very much, yeah. I'll pair that with a lovely fish dish. That's excellent.
Hugo, it's been a delight to talk to you. We look forward to working with you with Grapes and Greens throughout all our editions. We'll mention that. It will be on our website. And let's try and raise some money for a very, very good cause.
Let's do so. Thanks so much for having me as well. I've really enjoyed that.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.